So U.S. Central Command says they're aware of the loss of a U.S. KC-135 refueling aircraft, and in fact, they've lost more than just that one. They say that the incident occurred in friendly airspace during Operation Epic Fury, or Epstein-fury, and rescue efforts are ongoing. Two aircraft were involved in the incident. One of the aircraft went down in western Iraq, and the second landed safely. They say this was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire. I say BS on that. That's exactly what it's from. Iran down 7 U.S. refueling aircraft, puncturing Trump's victorious sham. The U.S. has now lost 7 KC-135 refueling planes during the Iran war, according to the Times. The tally rose after a KC-135 Stratotanker crashed near the Iraq-Jordan border, triggering a search operation. The U.S. Central Command said in a post on X early Friday that the aircraft went down in western Iraq following an apparent accident involving another tanker. The second KC-135 managed to limp to Israel after declaring an in-flight emergency. All 6 crew members aboard the crashed aircraft are now confirmed dead. Unconfirmed photos circulating on social media appear to show the surviving tanker with its vertical stabilizer badly damaged. CENTCOM insists the loss was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire, but rather a mid-air collision between the two KC-135s. Just an unfortunate accident between two giant refueling aircraft in the middle of a war zone. Nothing to see here. Indeed. So you're telling me that in the middle of a war zone, you've got two refueling tankers flying so close together that they're crashing into one another? What kind of a shit operation are you running here, Pentagon? I mean, come on now. That's why I say this story, I think, in my opinion, is complete BS. But of course, I can't prove that because I'm not on the ground to look at the aircraft and to look and see for any bullet holes or shrapnel holes. But anyway, the crash brings the official number of U.S. personnel killed since the Iran war began on February 28th to 12, with a 13th death attributed to a medical issue. And once again, I do not believe these numbers, not with the amount of destruction we've seen on the U.S. bases in the Gulf Coast region. And I don't think they were able to get everybody out in time. They didn't evacuate everybody. There was no way to do so. You have to man the base somehow. So people were there, and I believe a lot more people were killed than what they're admitting, but we'll see. They can't conceal it forever. Now, earlier in the conflict, 5 KC-135s were struck by Iranian attacks while parked at the Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Apparently a safer place for them than in the sky. CENTCOM declined to comment, and that was predictable, of course. So yeah, they're not really talking about those, are they? They've lost a lot more in this war than they're telling us about. And there's also a lot of rumors that the USS Abraham Lincoln was hit. But once again, they're not showing us any pictures of it to prove it or disprove it. So the fact that they're not disproving it by showing us pictures is a telling sign, which lends me to believe that it was hit. But once again, we can't prove that. Now, Karg Island has also been in the news the last couple of days. That's where Iran has one of their big oil terminals. So Iran's Karg Island is obliterated, according to Trump's fantasy, an apparent pullout signal, according to an ex-CIA analyst. Trump's bombastic claim of flattening the island exposes his detachment from reality, Larry Johnson writes on Sonar 21. So what is Karg Island? It's a continental island of Iran in the Persian Gulf. It's about 25 kilometers off Iran's coast, 483 kilometers northwest of the Strait of Hormuz. So about 300 miles, so I've seen in other publications. It's one of Iran's oil export terminals. So what's wrong with Trump's bragging? What's always wrong with it, right? But anyway, Trump admits that the oil terminals were not attacked, just some unidentified military targets, Johnson writes. All bark, no bite. Only one of Iran's 5 operational oil export terminals is located on Karg Island. International firm Kepler's data shows that Karg's oil loadings jumped 1.5-fold last month, implying Iran may have been drawing down storage ahead of the attack. And then Trump claimed the U.S. destroyed all military targets and air defenses on Karg Island. But air defense activity an hour later proved otherwise. So imagine if Karg's oil infrastructure were damaged. That could trigger retaliation on U.S. allies' oil facilities across the Gulf. Is that what Trump wants? Because it's already happened. So Johnson details the likely path of Iranian missiles. Saudi Arabia Ras Tanura, world's largest marine oil loading center. So they could strike that. The UAE has Faraja, largest regional fueling hub, crude and petrochemical exports. Qatar, Ras Laffan, world's largest LNG export facility. And Kuwait, of course, main crude export terminal with deep docks. And then Bahrain, they could bomb the Sitra terminal and destroy all their refined oil exports. According to the CIA veteran, Trump's brag can be seen in two ways. Perhaps Trump's lie about devastating Karg Island is the start of his PR campaign to gaslight the American public into believing Iran is defeated, which would allow Trump to declare victory and start withdrawing U.S. forces. Alternatively, he really believes the lie and is convinced the latest strike will convince the Iranians to surrender, which I believe is the case. He's got dementia besides everything else, and so I believe that guy who has a doctorate in physical therapy when he testifies to the fact that everything, all the evidence he sees with Trump physically show that he's got dementia. And so he believes his own lies. He always has. But now it's even worse. He's completely delusional. In Australia, well, their fuel reserves, they're down to 18 days on gasoline, petrol. Diesel is down to 16 days, and jet fuel is down to 14 days, according to the Australian Prime Minister. There's only 2 to 3 weeks of fuel left in the entire country. And you have to wonder when all these other countries like in Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, I've heard of fuel restrictions going up there already because they've only got, 15 days worth of fuel left in the entire country. So this is just going to get worse before it gets better. As we move on to the next stories at hand, over here on the website, don'tspeaknews.com. First of all, I'll take you to the story that's been posted the latest. We'll just kind of scroll through them here. I've got a couple posts from Leland Jones, a couple of Bible prophecy updates. The latest one here being the burden of Arabia, which Jennifer Heath over at overcominglyme.com transcribed this video for us. So thank you, Jennifer, for that. And that transcription of this latest video from Leland is right here. And I love these transcriptions because it helps me go over it, what he said again, and let it sink in a little deeper and allow me to study better. So I put that up this morning. And I also did a premiere of the video on YouTube. And then this one here, I put up today as well, as it came up on my feed almost right away. Free speech under attack by Ted Cruz. Expatriate Terrorist Act is what it's called. This new bill that he's proposing. And it will forcibly deport Americans. So I've got that right here on don'tspeaknews.com. This is a video by Tim Truth, who broke this news this morning. At least he was the one that broke it for me. And then this one. Well, I tried to make a video about here the other day, but I didn't have any sound like I do now. I had to do some serious digging in my troubleshooting files to figure out how to fix this, but I got it fixed. They had disabled my sound, like some of you said. But anyway, the Epstein access is set to carry out the most blatant false flag in human history. And so I found this article over on X. It's also over on Substack, Council of State Media. And I agree with the author of this article. There is a false flag coming, and you can bet that Israel will be the perpetrator, just like we had the dancing Israelis on 9/11/2001. Iran doesn't have to activate any sleeper cells in the U.S. or anywhere else, as it's already holding the world at their mercy with the blockage of the Strait of Hormuz. All the signs are that the Epstein access is about to carry out a false flag to justify ground troops in Iran or worse. They know they cannot achieve their regime change goal through airstrikes alone, and the public won't support stronger action unless there's a powerful justification, such as a mass casualty event that they can blame on the enemy, which in this case would be Iran. And so I'll let you read the rest on your own. I'll put the link up on don'tspeaknews.com like I always do. And it'll be in the comments of the video on YouTube. Which, in case you're wondering why I don't pin the comment on YouTube, is because YouTube won't let me. They won't let me do it in the community page either. So they want me to get verified by sending in my ID and all this crap, which I did 3-4 years ago when I started this channel. So they've already been given my information. They just want it again and again and again. because they're trying to slap my hand because I've been a bad boy. Oh well. Too bad, so sad. Now, that will be it for now. Don't forget, don'tspeaknews.com, which is where I'm at right now, is home base for all that we do. I put all kinds of stories here, over 3,000 now, that we can't put in a lot of places. We can't put them anywhere else in a lot of cases. So that's why we have the website at don'tspeaknews.com. If you'd like to subscribe or contact me, click on the subscribe contact tab up here. If you want to subscribe, type in your email, click on subscribe. And that way you'll be notified every time I put up a new video or blog post. And then for the email, it's Don't Speak News at Proton Mail is how you get in touch. And then we also have channel support tab up here. We are listener supported only. And I thank you so much for everyone who contributes, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to stick around. So you can click on the channel support tab, and all the links to support me are right here, including Cash App and Venmo here at the bottom. And then to find us around the internet, Rumble, BitChute, Telegram, YouTube, click on this tab here, and all the links to find us are right there. And that'll be it for now. God bless, take care. Johnny Storm, Don't Speak News.